So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Living Connected. This is Helen Hassan, and we are going to now present our contribution to Scam Awareness Week. So what we're going to do is to run a short debate on the topic of online banking is safer and better than the traditional banking. We've got two teams of three from our Living Connected team members. And after they've all had their say, we will respond to any questions or comments that you want to put in the YouTube channel. So our first speaker is for the affirmative. And I'm going to introduce Ridwone, who's going to speak on their behalf and put their case.
Hi, my name is Ridwone. I am one of the digital mentor in Living Connected. As we all know that we're going through Scam Awareness Week, so we will be talking over a topic that is internet banking is safer than the traditional way. So to clear my positions, I will be talking in agreement with the topic. Let's talk about why internet banking is safer than the traditional way. Firstly, the bank's reputation is on the line. Stringent encryption protocols on their website and in their apps. Next, it is their interest to make it safe because it costs them less than the maintaining physical and branches. Secondly, it is their interest to make it safe because it costs them far less and effort to maintain the physical stuff and the branches. Using mobile banking apps, we can actually set to receive notifications so that we can immediately know what sort of transaction is happening. And if we do not actually recognize them, we can report it immediately. That is how we can actually secure our banking transactions, which is not actually possible without internet banking. Also, we can easily change the limits of our transactions. So at any times, if we lose our credit cards or debit cards, it's only a replacement cost. Just make a call to the bank provider so that they can stop immediately. And yeah, that's how we can save our money. Also, most of the banking system come under Android and Apple Pay, and they are very secure because they use a layer that actually mask the original credit card informations, and they provide their own originated virtual credit card information. So at any case, if it is in the verge of theft or scam or any kind of threat, so it is up to that security of for Apple and Android Pay. And actually you do not have to carry your wallet with bulk amount of cards anywhere. This is only made to be possible for internet banking. Setting up online banking is only possible with strong passwords, so people cannot just access them, as you can even get in computer or phone. So last but not the least, we can actually set up a two-factor authentications as an added layer of security. What is two-factor authentications? It is some kind of security level that gives you two types of authentications, for example, from your mobile phone while doing a transaction through a computer which you do not actually trust. So there are many reasons why internet banking is much safer these days. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Ridwone. We're now going to go to the first speaker for the negative. So we're going to ask Sue to give a presentation and try and counter the points of the first team. So here's Sue.
Hello, my name is Susan and I'm here to speak and defend in the negative. That means I will convince you that the traditional banking is definitely preferred and much safer than trusting it to online. Joining me on the team are Mija and David. One definition that describes traditional banking is safe and personal with a physical presence of bricks and mortar, which online banking definitely isn't. I'm sure you've seen the grand structures that look so solid, offer security, and are totally reassuring to a customer. That is the safe bricks and mortar of traditional banking. The personal means you actually see and talk to a real live person, even get a smile. So it's a physical action and not just a screenshot of your banking transaction. In the bank, there's someone who's there to answer your questions or help solve any banking issues. It's likely that that same person will be there next time you visit. Isn't it so much easier than navigating a list of FAQs provided online as a solution? According to the World Bank, online banking fosters inequality, or to put it another way, digital exclusion. Worldwide, not everyone has access to the technology needed for online banking. These are the old, the young, those living in poverty, and even the illiterate. And not everyone, especially the elders, have confidence in their ability to navigate online banking accounts. Many elders opt for the simple, enjoyable actions like, I use my iPad to play solitaire. A critical statistic is that many in our community don't trust the internet and especially its scam potential. They regularly read and hear of scams or their victims. So what do? They continue to put their trust in the traditional bricks and mortar bank. And for most elders, cash continues to be the method of any transaction they make. So I believe online banking impacts society's most vulnerable people, and that is why traditional banking is better and safer than online banking.
So thank you, Sue. You put a strong case for the negative. We're now going to go to the second speaker for the affirmative. So I'm now going to welcome Naz to put her point for the affirmative side.
Hi, I'm Naz and Vishu. I'm going to support the argument online banking is better and safer than the traditional banking. As one of my team members, Ridwone already explained the safety features of online banking over the traditional banking, I would rather counter the arguments that my opposition have addressed. According to the first speaker from my opposition team, she would prefer to visit traditional bank as every time there would be the same person serving you with your queries, but she didn't mention the hassle of waiting in the long queue and the limitations of trading hours, where customer service is available 24/7 on online banking. According to Australian Banking Association, in 2020, 212,000 scam cases were reported. Only 8.4% of them made by internet and mobile app, where the 48.5% cases happen over the phone, 22.4% by emails, followed by text and in-person fraudulent. So scams can happen in many ways. It means even relying solely on traditional banking, there is still a significant chance of becoming a victim of scam. According to Australian Banking Association, 71% smartphone users now use their digital wallet weekly, where in 2019, it was 40%. For your information, digital wallet app is an app that stores your credit and debit card information. More than 80% of Australians prefer to transfer money, pay bills, or check account balances via online. 72% of Australians did not visit their banking branch in September 2021. This statistic indicates that banking customers continue to shift to digital. How can we forget the time of lockdown when we all solely dependent on online banking for shopping, grocery, and whatnot? My both opposition speakers told online banking isn't accessible to a group of people, or some elders could have difficulty in operating internet banking. Yes, that's true. But those are not relevant with safety issues. The service provided by Living Connected and other organizations like Living Connected, they are dedicated to support elderly people to become digitally independent. If an authorized body like ACCC still just warns of the safety issues of internet banking but does not prohibit from using it, then it is enough to prove that they still give preference to internet banking over traditional banking. I think there is enough evidence to support that online banking is safer and better than traditional banking. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Naz. That was the second speaker for the affirmative. Now we're going to go to the second speaker for the negative. So I'm now going to welcome Mija, who's going to speak for the negative side.
Good morning and thank you. My name is Mija. We on the negative feel that online banking is not safer than the traditional form of banking. Further to our first speaker's point, which rightfully raised the concern of digital exclusion, we also need to take into account the digital divide, which is the gap between people who have access to computers and those who do not, as well as those who can and cannot utilise them. Given that statistics prove without a doubt that we are an ageing population, the push for online banking has inadvertently excluded a lot of people, as it makes the assumption that there is a certain base level of computer literacy and competency amongst the greater community. One could say that if computer literacy was high enough amongst seniors, volunteer organisations such as Living Connected would not need to exist. According to a study in 2021 by Zuckerpool, fraudsters and hackers prefer to target the elderly when they utilise the internet, as they are seen as easier targets for scams. The ACCC has devoted an entire section on their website with detailed warnings and information regarding internet banking scams, from how they target people, what you can do to help safeguard yourself, along with a link to the Scam Watch webpage. If online banking was safer than traditional forms of banking, why would a body the size of one such as the ACCC put so much time and money into creating an intricate, accessible source of information for people regarding their internet banking safety? $851 million was lost to internet scams in 2020 in Australia alone, with approximately half of this being attributed to internet banking scams. If we take a look at the arduous process of setting up unique passwords to be able to first create, then access our internet banking profiles, not to mention needing to store these passwords safely, we can see that the banks themselves are almost handing out a pre-warning for customers that their funds may be able to be accessed by a third party without their consent. Given the invested time and energy put into providing useful and important information surrounding internet banking and the steps that need to be taken to protect ourselves from scammers, it is clear that online banking, despite being extremely convenient, is by no means safer than the traditional forms of banking. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mija, for your putting your point of view very strongly. Okay, we now go back to the affirmative. So we have the last speaker for the affirmative, and that is going to be Vishu. So I'm going to now welcome Vishu to sum up and create the final points and hope to persuade you of their case for the affirmative.
Hello everyone watching. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Vishu and I am the third and final member um, speaking today on behalf of the affirmative team with Ridwone and Naz. After hearing my team members and the opposition as well, I would like to sum up my side of this debate by pointing out few major differences that would convince you that internet banking is safer than traditional banking. Some people shy away from online banking because of the potential hacks that can happen online. However, considering that traditional banks store all your information in the same computer systems as online banking, there is no need to give up your control, convenience, and freedoms that come with online banking. With online banking, you can also transfer money whenever you want. So you can easily manage your money if you need to access money really quickly in cases of emergency, for example, booking flight tickets or online shopping, and much more. Plus, you can also easily keep track of all your transactions that you make, as online banking allows you to see all transactions made on your account through the app that they have. So why spend all your day all going to the bank uh, rather than just sitting at home, easy, secure, with instant notifications as well? You would know when the transaction was made at what time. So that would really save you a lot of time and energy. Also, not to mention all the security advancements that banks employ to protect your account, including instant card locking from the mobile banking app and advanced fraud detection systems banks use to try and prevent unapproved payments as well. Um, Overall, in general, online banking is more secure and more convenient with simplified apps and with more such supportive approaches. It's becoming more available for those who need help too. Services such as us living connected help people to transition towards online banking so that they can experience the great benefits that we've been debating about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vishu. We're getting back to the really last speaker for the negative now, and that's going to be David. So we're going to hopefully get their summary and their point of view so that we'll be able to see which of the two teams have the strongest case. So welcome, David, and we will ask you to present your case.
Hello, my name is David, and I found this debate very interesting. Both sides have made valid points, and it's up to everyone to weigh up the for and the against to suit their individual needs. For myself, I grew up in a world of school banking protocols, and as a youngster, I had a job after school delivering medicines from our local pharmacy. This included delivering the takings from the pharmacy to the local bank. I now realise how dangerous this could have been if some bushranger knew about this, but it would have been the same if an online bushranger also saw the opportunity. In both cases, a sensible approach would be to take steps to minimise the risks. However, in my retirement in the small rural village with limited banking facilities, it makes the task of paying all those bills more difficult with writing cheques, mailing, and not being as mobile as I once was for trips to the post office or the bank being 100 kilometres away is all starting to get too difficult. The other problem I have is the deeply ingrained memory I have of the pleasure and pride I had as a 12-year-old about handing over my hard-earned treasure over the counter to the teller, who recorded the deposit in copperplate script in my own bank book, and a very satisfying thump of the stamp to conclude the transaction. I walked out of the bank, head held high, knowing that I was one step closer to my goal of attending the Scout Jamboree in Sydney in 1953. I lived in Brisbane at the time, and the train trip to Sydney and the Jamboree at Greystanes, it was all bush then, was a huge adventure. So in order to commit to online banking, I need to unlearn a lot of stuff that is very dear to me, and then learn a lot of new stuff that I don't know if I want or need. And it would take a full balance of consequences exercise to resolve. Never say never, but for the moment, no thanks. And thanks for your time.
So thank you very much, David, and for putting the final case for the negative. We are now going to ask some of our team members to join us here and discuss some of the questions that I've seen people putting up in the comments of the YouTube stream. So first of all, I'm going to ask Naz, who spoke for the affirmative, and David, who spoke for the negative, to see who they thought put the strongest case and who they would vote for, even though they both be a bit biased, of the two teams. So Naz, who do you think put the strongest case?
Obviously, hi, I'm Naz. I'm from the affirmative team, and obviously we support the argument online banking is better and safer than the traditional brick and mortar banking. And we have our justification by online banking have enough security features that already we have. My team members, Ridwone, me, and Vishu have explained. So I don't think I have anything new to support the argument, but yes, as a team member and as a volunteer, like in Living Connected and like other organization, like Living Connected, we are here to support elderly people in every way. They need support to avoid potential scammers or scam.
Okay,
So,
I think we might get David to have his point of view, and I think the negative sort of were a bit nostalgic about the good old times. David, do you think you put your case strongly for today's people?
Well, I think I did my best, but when you get to my age, it's very difficult to change what you do and how you do it. And I think many people, the seniors of our community, are having trouble making that switch. So,
do you really? I'm getting a few comments here about the social side of going to the bank. Do you? Yes. Do you think that's just remembering the good times? And I think somebody mentioned queuing and, you know, things that weren't quite so good about the traditional banking. But did you really think, or both of you, do you think the social side of it does have a role to play? You go first because you'll put the case, David. Mm. Do you really support the fact that social side is important to people?
Going to banking, and there's other way to be socializing, to be frank, not the banking, not to going the physical banking. I think there is other source of being socializing. Like I don't think going in person to banking is a good point to be noted as to be socializing. Yeah. What do you think, David?
Well, when I was a young lad, the trip to the bank was a very exciting exercise. We knew the people behind the counter, they knew us, and it was they were very much part of the community. and it was good fun.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so another point that I think is being mentioned in the comments is the role that we're playing in Living Connected to give older people or disadvantaged people who are not very computer literate at least the skills to and the confidence to use online banking. So Naz, do you want to say a little bit about that? And then David, maybe you might wrap that up for us.
Yes, as we have mentioned that Living Connected always be there to support elderly people to be confident in operating digital devices, as well as to literate or to educate or support to operate that online banking as well. Mm-hmm. So yes, we are here. We are here to support elderly people to be confident, to become confident in online banking. So if it's come to security issue, yes, there is probable scams over the internet or mobile app. There may have scams or scammers, but we have to think about that. If we went back the era that there is no internet banking, then also have happened some scams as well, like over the phone, in-person fraudulent, by mails. So yes, it's not only the issue that only you could be scammed by online banking. You could be scammed. You could become a victim of scams if you solely depend on traditional banking. And we are here. We, as a volunteer, as a team member, there are so many people here in Living Connected to support elderly people. Yes.
With that confidence, yes, I think all our team members are very familiar with the way they help. David, do you want to just say a few words about the importance of getting the work we do, getting older people to have the confidence to?
I must agree that the people from Living Connected have really helped me over time to get to know computers better and to be more comfortable in dealing with all these issues online. So I really thank them for that, and hope they can keep up the good work. Well done, Living Connected.
Thank you, David. So I think that's a really great place to finish. I would just like to say that we've got a marvellous team at Living Connected of people. You've seen 6 of them today, but they are excellent in the way that they give confidence to older people, explain what the process is, the risks that are involved, and how to mitigate against those risks, not be taken in by scammers, to recognise the ways that they can do things that are safe and make their lives easier, particularly as bank branches are getting fewer and we're being forced to do so many things online these days. I think the last 2 years with COVID has shown us that. So thank you very much to the people who've been watching, and thank you to our debaters who I think did a really good job putting all their points together and creating the very short speeches that they made for this event. So this is our contribution to Scam Awareness Week. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.